So hopefully this video will be much more pleasing and fun to listen to rather than my last one about the narcissist. Yeah, this video I want to talk about three. This video is about, our animals, the animals in our lives, the pets in our lives that we have a special connection with, a special relationship. And you know that there's more to this relationship than just the surface connection. And so let's see, where do I want to start? So this video is called Peanut Butter and Jelly, the story of Peanut Butter and Jelly. And Peanut Butter and Jelly are three of my cats. Um, and I met Peanut Butter and Jelly about 19 years ago. Excuse me. And the story of how we met was just well, supernatural, I guess you could say. Uh, yeah, 19 years ago. Wow, because they were already several months old. Yeah, I was driving to work and I was about four houses down from, driving and about four houses down. I just glance out the window and I see on this person's porch a cat and we lock eyes. I mean, we locked eyes and it was like it touched me and that momentary connection, it touched my heart and we saw each other. Anyway, I was driving and went to work and didn't think about it again. However, it was like maybe 4 days later. And now remember, this is four houses down in the neighborhood. I don't know who lives there. I don't know my neighbors, blah, 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 blah. And I've never seen that cat before. Yeah, 3 or 4 days later, I open my kitchen side door, and right there on the porch is that cat and her three babies. How does that happen? How did she find me? How did she know that I was going to open the door and take care? She brought me her babies to take care of. It was the most surreal moment. This mama cat, we locked eyes, and what did she get my scent and come find me? I don't know. This is a mystical connection. Anyway, of course, I opened the door, and little Jelly was the first one, the little brave, courageous boy who walked in, and then they all walked in, and yeah, without hesitation. It was just so strange. It was as if they were just coming home. I opened the door, three kittens and the mama. Jelly walks in, and the rest of them walk in, and they never left, right? Um, yeah, it was so surreal. Unfortunately, the mama cat was so very sick, and at the time, I just did not have the ability to. I didn't have the funds to help her, so we had to put her asleep. So I took the three babies. Now, I have to show you a picture of them, of course. So let me share screen. How can I not? Just so you can see what precious little beings they are. So, um, I'm hoping you can see right there. That's Peanut, and absolutely sweetest little cat, but what an attitude. And that's his attitude. And then there's Butter, beautiful, Peanut Butter and Jelly. There we go. Okay, I'll stop sharing. Um, aren't they precious? Well, Butter passed away several years ago. About 3 years ago, maybe. Oh no, I can't remember. Anyway, a couple of years ago. And Peanut and Jelly, up until last week, were with me for 18 years, right? And yeah, um, and they both had to be put down within a couple of days of each other, like 3 or 4 days of each other. So in between all of this realization with my narcissistic boss and all, like you could tell there was something shifting in the field. Like that, I had an awakening. It's time for me to get out, and then uh, an ending of a cycle with this relationship with these cats. Now, where do I want to start with this? So many years ago, when I started doing the soul contract work, which is, me, I'm always looking up the energy of words and names and all that sort of stuff. Well, of course, I did that for all of my cats, but I haven't looked at that in years. And so in, having this awakening with the narcissist and just realizing, holy shit, I have to get out of here. Something, just having that realization, and then simultaneously, excuse me, having to and ending this cycle, this relationship with these two kitty cats, um really kind of what was a shocking moment. And I found myself like out of the blue going, oh my God, let me look at these two, at Peanut and Jellies. Let me look at their names and what are they trying, what is our relationship trying to tell us? Tell me, what am I supposed to be learning with this relationship with these two cats? Because, sidetrack now, when when there's a special animal relationship, so some of the cats that I have, some animal relationships are just there for pure love, pure. You can tell the ones that have real deep meaning, like there's a lesson here. And so when we name a pet, just like when our parents named us, we are projecting into that animal unconsciously at that moment in time our own needs and wants and traumas and fears, as well as our beautiful gifts. Like our love is pouring into that animal, but we also want for that animal something that we are not getting out of life and something that we need. And so that relationship is just like a relationship with a human, and all the, and anybody out there who does like the gene keys knows that our animal relationships can be our Venus work, our deepest work, because actually I think the relationships with our animals, if we're an animal person and we're, really in this relationship with the animal and conscious about it, I think that we can do so much deeper work with the animal relationship. It could be even safer because they're pure being, right? Um, they're not gonna they're not gonna fight back with you. And it's all unconscious, right? We're pouring out love, but underneath that, we've got some hidden gems that we pour into the animal via their name. So anyway, I go and I feel this urge that came out of nowhere to look at their names and what lessons I was trying to learn, like what is happening. And both of them have the same foundational frequency of the number 4 as I do in my physical karma. Like it was like, holy shit. And what is, and let me just backtrack a little bit. The reason for me, well, one of the reasons for me taking on this job at the coffee house was number one, you know, uh, I do have a few little animals running around here, and the extra money has helped tremendously. It's quite a burden to feed all of these animals, to feed the strays, the possums, the raccoons, the birds, you name it. I'm feeding it. And so uh, it has been quite difficult uh, to just walk away and leave this job, because at least it gives me a little extra spending money to buy some extra food or whatever, just to keep me out of the hole every month. Um, so thinking of that, and also at the same time, my physical karma of the 4 energy is all about me. not trusting in myself. It's trust in prosperity and sharing. But what it means in Hebrew is it's all about shining your light into the world, giving, it's called the serving consciousness, or no, luminous consciousness. And it's about shining your light into the world and trusting that what you are, just as you are, is enough and beautiful, and that you're good enough as you are, and just shine with what you have. However, in for me, in my as having it be karmic 4-4 means that, oh, and it's also, and the fours are also achievement energy, which means your ability to prosper and achieve things in life, as well as making money. And having that in your physical karma, which has totally been my experience, is I don't know how to achieve things. I don't know how to complete things. I don't have the energy. I don't have the motivation to achieve something, to do something, to earn money. I'm very bad at money. I'm terrible. I can't figure out but I also have that very low self-esteem that I have nothing to offer. I have nothing to give to people that they would pay me for. It's just terrible karma. Well, within that number, the system says, if you have this as a physical karma, like I do, you will be sent many animals, unexpected animals, to help to teach you how to have unconditional love for yourself, and that each being is worthy, is shines in their own light, no matter how grumpy they are, no matter how whatever, right? Because Jelly was a little grumpy and Peanut was a little grumpy. Like I couldn't even pick either. All three of them, I couldn't hardly even pet or pick up because they were just, um, yeah, they were just very shy, scared little kitty cats, even after 18 years. Anyway, my point is, I know, get to the point. So when I looked at, shall I bring up the numbers? Yes, I think I will. I think I'll do a share screen again. So now I'm going to show you. Okay, well, that's Jelly. Oops, oops. Let's see. Okay, here's Jelly and Peanut. Here are their numbers. Now remember I said my physical karma is 4-4. Well, look at the foundation numbers of Jelly and Peanut. And Jelly's lesson for me, the foundation is, first of all, that 22 was telling me it's a completion of a cycle. And this is about, it's called ugliness to beauty, that you've got to see that there's beauty in even what you consider ugly. There's beauty in everything, but that you've got to learn, that I have to learn that there is beauty within me. I am not ugly, because that's another thing. Fours think that they're so physically ugly. And so really, Jelly, we did have a little scrappy relationship, but he was always so accepting and loving. And even though he would like bite me a little bit, I would still love him. So he was teaching me, yeah, there's beauty in even a little scrappy, a little scrappy cat. But also, this ending of a cycle, when I look at the 22, do you know, if I had to give a number to a narcissistic personality, it would be the number 22 in its distorted version, in its shadow version, because the number 22 are all the cult leaders who think they are doing God's work, and they're really just, yeah, they have a distorted view of God, and they really prey on people. And I'm like looking at these numbers and I'm like, oh my God, Jelly, you're telling me now, whether this is just my unconscious um making a story to fit the numbers, yeah, that could very well be. But when you're in grief and you're drawn to look at the meaning of something, the meaning of relationships, this is really, really helpful. And so I see, oh, in Jelly's passing, he passed first. He's telling me, I'm beautiful. He loves me. He loved me. But also, this is the ending of a cycle. And it's time for me to get out of this relationship where I'm trying to earn a little extra money with a person that has a very distorted sense of God, because remember, my boss is doing this all for God. It's a Christian bookstore, blah, blah, blah. And then Peanut was the last one to pass, and he's the 4-4 foundation. And what he's trying to tell me is he's telling me, this is how I'm interpreting it, that I have to go step out on my own and go, and that I am enough. I am enough. Um, I'm going to stop sharing that I am enough. I have something to give, that's beautiful, and that I do not have to be at a place where I'm not valued, where my whole essence, my whole true self is being totally beaten down, that I can do something in this world just as I am that brings me joy, that would bring me some prosperity, right? And then it hit me that the passing of these two beings with their four energy is telling me, why don't you offer little readings for other people and their pets and their relationships with their pets so that they can derive some meaning if they wish to work consciously with these pets? From their relationships. Like if they want to know what their unconscious fears or whatever's going on, like what do they need? What did they need when they needed that pet? Have they resolved it? What is that? What is your relationship? And if you're having trouble with your pet, maybe learning the energies of their name and maybe something you're doing is not matching with their name, right? Do you understand what I'm saying? Or if you've had an animal pass recently, what was the meaning of the relationship? Did you learn what you were supposed to learn? In most cases, if someone is very conscious, the little reading that I could do um, would confirm everything you thought. And that's a beautiful thing. And so I haven't quite developed this. I haven't developed it yet. I'm still in the, discovery phase. But here's my offer. If you would like me to do just a very short, brief little reading about your precious pets, your companion's name, um, put it in a message the comments below, and I would be happy to do that. I would make a short little video and just offer some basic generalized insights about what that name would mean, what that animal perhaps is. It's not really the animal's longing, it's your projection of your hopes and fears and that you've put into the animal that the animal's going to reflect back to you. So, yeah, and we'll see if this is a viable offering for people that can help me get the heck out of that coffee house. And I'm thinking these readings would be very inexpensive, like $20, $25, no big deal. We're not talking about, a husband and wife relationship. Um, but I think, when I think back on my life, up until up until the passing of these cats, they have taught me so much, this whole cycle thing that's going on. I have never felt that, first of all, I've never found my purpose. I mean, I know the purpose of this lifetime is for an awakening, sure, and liberation. Great. Got that on track. I know that. But uh, I've never felt like my life had meaning, and that's part of the four as well. karmic for? Like, why am I here? Okay, great. It's for liberation, but there's other levels to why I'm here. I'm in a human form. I'm having a human experience. There's got to be meaning in my life. And and I think if you start with the animals, like, I don't know, it's just giving in looking at the numbers of my animals, of my pets' names, I'm finding meaning. And now in their passing, I'm finding meaning, perhaps for what I could do for others. Can I offer you meaning for anything? Um, yeah, sorry, I'm not making sense, but this video is long enough, and I hope you enjoyed the story of Peanut Butter and Jelly. At least now they're back home together and the world is complete. Okay, bye.